Hey guys, Drifter here. I'm sure that you've seen this Advanced Warfare trailer about 90 bajillion times over by now, and everybody's analyzed it and broken it down. We're going to be doing a little bit more of that today, but more specifically about the game engine, because the studio head Michael Condrey announced that Advanced Warfare runs on a new engine. I'll say new and do the air quotation marks, because it wasn't exactly clarified if this engine is actually a new from the ground up engine, or if it's the same IW or Treyarch or Quake 3, a very heavily modified arena engine that we've been using for the last 10 years in Call of Duty. I'll swap back over to some Ghost gameplay because it's relevant to that. The hype train on this information got very, very real, very, very fast, just like it did last year. Oh, the game runs on a new engine, all problems solved, definitely guaranteed. Same thing with Ghost. Ghost was announced to be running on a new engine. It was just an extremely modified version of the same engine, but the same base coding and principles were there, so it had a lot of the same problems that older games had. And it got me thinking, last year Activision unleashed this new engine that they showed off at Game Developers Conference. I thought it was for Call of Duty Ghost, but it may actually have been Sledgehammer's baby for this game. For comparison, this is a teaser that was released with Kevin Spacey's partial face where he announces that, power changes everything, I'm a spooky bad guy, blah, blah, blah. And this is footage of a little bit over a year and a half ago. Activision was showing off their new Activision Engine, if I'm not mistaken. This is not actual gameplay, as you can see by the blurb down there on the screen, but this is just a basic tech demo that the coders made once the engine was completed to show off how it handles faces and, other animations and things like that. There were a few other things in the video, we'll show some more later, but that's a pretty basic comparison. Now the question is, were the good-looking graphics in the trailer we saw airbrushed? Were they pre-rendered? Were they using the, I guess it's IW6, IW5, or Treyarch? I guess it might actually be a new Sledgehammer 1.0 engine off the Quake 3 Arena mod, or is it the brand new Activision engine that still has not yet seen the light of day? For comparison, you've seen a little bit of Call of Duty Ghost gameplay. These are two still screenshots that I grabbed from the trailer, just little clips of the actual gameplay that was in-game, not necessarily the pre-rendered cutscenes, the motorbike fights and all that, but this looks like what the gameplay is representative of, and it looks good. I'm not going to say it looks bad or ugly or hideous, but it doesn't look super convincing that it's a new engine to me. It may very well be the old engine. However, I do see some interesting things going on in the second picture. I see heat kind of waving and melting, how it's shaping the environment. Like when the guy jumps, and the steam is coming off the ship, it looks a little bit different. Again, not super convincing. Might be the old engine, might be the new engine, but I hope it's the new engine. It'd be really great if they used the new engine. The reasons they used the old one was that it had a great response time, especially for an old one. As soon as you hit the button, the character does. If you hit A, he jumps. If you shoot, he shoots. There's no delay, unlike something like Killzone. Had a good feel to it. It was really easy to produce on because they've owned it for so long, and really easy to code for, which again goes back to being cheap and effective. However, it also had a lot of bad things about it. It thinks in frames per second. That means you get frame drops, you get variable FPS. Your frames per second will affect the lag. It does weird things. The camera models don't always match all the time. You could at one point run off the wall and move faster before they patch that. You get some weird field of view glitches too. But after 6 years of playing Call of Duty, I'm ready for something new. I'm ready to take all those good things that the old engine did and throw them away and jump on something new. Anything new. Please show me something new and exciting. Please, hope to God there's no more Quake 3 Arena going on. There might be. And one interesting fact, I was talking to Maccabee on Twitter, and he says that right after Sledgehammer Games was done with MW3, they licensed the Crytek engine for something. Maybe this runs on the Crytek engine, I'm not sure. I couldn't actually find any of this through Google. I don't even know if this is, I don't know, this is just something he was telling me. But it was kind of interesting considering how many people were making analysis between the exoskeletons that they had and the Crysis engine. And I'm wondering if they knew they would be working with a new engine, and they knew they were going to be doing exoskeletons, but they couldn't, do any base production or work in the old engine because it would be counterintuitive. Why not just license the Crytek engine to do some gameplay experience, to balancing, to just kind of test things out before you start modeling and building things in a new engine, so you kind of know where you're going and what to work with. That would make sense to me. That's all the speculation in this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something useful. If you did, don't forget to like, favorite, and subscribe. Drifter out.